What's going on, y'all? Harry from Harry the Horse BBQ here, and in this one, I am not horsing around with these peach tea glazed pork belly burnt ends. We're gonna season up a pork belly in that Texas style, smoke it off until it's wiggly, jiggly, barky, and tender, cube it up, then hit it with a homemade peach tea glaze, and then we'll sink our teeth into some succulent, tender pork belly. Looking to take your burnt end game to the next level? Well, the horses got your back. Let's get it.
Harry the Horse BBQ.
Popularized by Interstellar BBQ, the peach tea glazed pork belly burnt end has become the newest obsession for most barbecue cooks. Now, I'm not claiming that I know how Chef John Bates makes these peach tea pork belly burnt ends, but shout out to Al from Behind the Food TV. He gives us a glimpse into the behind the scenes of this pork belly burnt end, and I'm gonna do my damnedest to give it a signature Harry the Horse BBQ twist. So in order to make these pork belly burnt ends, we gotta go shopping for a pork belly. Let's go. That'd be a pork belly. I picked up this meaty belly from my guys over at Marble Meat Shop. So enough horsing around, let's get this pork belly out of the pack. Just take a look at this new Dow Strong Spartan Go Series chef knife. Yeah, that knife is sharp. Now, straight out of the pack, this knife is not horsing around, so let me show you all the amazing features of this knife. The Dow Strong Spartan Go Series 8-inch chef's knife has quickly become one of my favorite knives to use in the kitchen, as the frictionless slicing truly feels different compared to other knives that I own. And it contains a trademark lion armor coating which minimizes drag while cutting. This knife is a technological breakthrough in kitchen tools, as it is crafted from American S35VN powdered steel, and it has been honed to a laser-thin 1.6mm blade that may leave a mark if you're horsing around. This knife will provide you with the sharpest and smoothest slicing experience you've ever had, and it's not horsing around. I've used this knife to slice through delicate cucumbers in order to make thick and crunchy pickles. I've made quick work of pickled red onions by slicing them incredibly thin. This knife is ultra thin, ultra strong, and it's been engineered for pure slicing performance. Now, thank you to Dow Strong. They did send me this knife for free to test out. If you're interested in picking one up, you can use my link in the description down below. And now, let's get back to that pork belly. Thank goodness I have this Dow Strong chef's knife, because although I wanted a skinless pork belly, my guys at Marble Meat Shop did leave the skin on, and I absolutely do not need it here, because Interstellar BBQ does not use a skin on belly for their pork belly burnt ends. So I'm gonna have to get underneath this skin with this super sharp knife and just start to work the skin down, trying to remove as little meat and fat as possible. This can obviously get a little slippery, so a little glove or paper towel will do just fine. I'm just making gentle knife strokes until we can safely remove the skin. And with some gentle knife strokes and a super sharp knife, we've successfully removed the skin, which I could save for some chicharrones or something at a later date. But now we just have this beautiful belly, center cut, super meaty. Let's season it up the Interstellar way. And the way Interstellar seasons up their pork belly is basically through the dump method, or you dump all your seasoning in here and roll your meat around. So I've got some classic SPG that I'm working with, a little heavier on the salty side, but we're gonna go right into this tub with all of that seasoning, and in goes the pork belly. Some nice presses to make sure all that seasoning sticks. And in between each press, you wanna mix this around because the seasoning is grabbed by the meat in an inconsistent way. So you wanna mix it up and make sure that all the seasoning is evenly dispersed. Onto our presentation side, make sure we're getting nice, even coverage. And this method is gonna give us the barkiest bark on this pork belly that is possible. That's got a major coating of seasoning that is not horsing around, but I'm gonna go one step further, and I'm gonna top this belly off with a little bit of my homemade seasoned salt lick. Normally I'd grab this with a glove, but I'm just gonna sprinkle it right over the top. Looks darn good to me. This pork belly's all seasoned up Interstellar style. Got a heavy coating of that SPG, a nice sprinkling on top of that homemade seasoned salt, and this belly's gonna bark up beautifully. This pork belly's all seasoned up and it's ready for the cooker. So let's go fire up the cooker. A couple snake nests. She wrote. Sweet. All right, y'all, the cooker's sitting between 225 and 250. Time to pop this belly on. Up and under. Okay, going thicker part of the belly towards the fire. Something about like that. All right, y'all, belly's on the smoker and it's gonna rock here until it builds that amazing Texas style bark. It's gonna build some incredible smoke flavor and we'll pull it once that belly is jiggling like jelly. I've got the damper to the smokestack about halfway closed or so, and we're looking to rock our fire anywhere between 225 and 250 degrees. I'll bring y'all back when this belly's looking out of this world, but until then, all we gotta do is close it down. Boom, shaka, laka. 4 hours into this pork belly cook, and I'm extremely excited to see what it's looking like. All I've done to this point is maintain temps about 225 to 250, and at this point in the cook, I plan on ramping those temps up to about 250 to 275 degrees Fahrenheit, so we can start to render some fat and continue to build that Texas style bark. So enough horsing around, let's check it out. And as suspected, this pork belly's definitely not horsing around. We've got some good looking bark going on all around the belly, but you can see we put so much on there that it's still coming off around the 4 hour mark. Tastes good though. We're getting plenty of smoke. The bark is still in the phases of getting set up because we were running those low temps around 225. We have gotten some shrinkage. We just need a little more fat render and a darker bark, and then we're off to the races. Now, if you're feeling frisky, you can go ahead and spritz this down. Just a little love, but not too much. Pork belly has plenty of fat, so it doesn't need to be protected too much. At this rate, this belly just needs to keep on rocking in the smoke. So at this rate, we're gonna bump up temps to about 250 to 275, really start pushing this pork belly through the stall and continue to really build that bark. Not horsing around 4 hours in, so all we gotta do is close it down. Boom, we're getting full on smoke, full on fat render. And if you're down for this double cook, make sure to hit that subscribe button and I'll meet y'all back for the chill down phase. All right, our pork belly has chilled overnight, and now we can start to slice it up into cubes and make our burnt ends. That bark is still intact and it's looking good. We chilled this down because it's gonna make the cubing process a little bit easier. So we're breaking out the Dow Strong Spartan Ghost Series 8-inch chef knife again. That's a mouthful, but this blade is super sharp and it's gonna make it super easy, barely an inconvenience, to cube these up. So we're gonna make one slice down the middle. I'm gonna cut each half into thirds. Something about like that looks to be Interstellar style. These will render out a little bit and be perfect size portions. Ozzy's obviously hounding me, but this Dow Strong knife cuts through the pork belly like butter. Y'all already know this isn't horsing around. Just look how clean those edges are. Nothing to it. Super simple to cut these up into cubes, and I can see this knife being super multi-dimensional and multifunctional, so I'm loving the chef's knife so far. So now I'm gonna set these pork belly cubes aside so we can make that peach tea glaze that's gonna really make these out of this world. I'm gonna start by making a peach puree, which is just some canned sliced peaches and water that I'm gonna blend up. Yeah, let her rip. We're gonna start with about 4 cups of peach tea. I just used the Pure Leaf brand, in with all of our peach puree, and about a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and lastly a little cornstarch slurry, tablespoon of cornstarch with a little bit of water to help thicken this up. Onto the heat to reduce this down. Y'all can make this peach tea glaze and stop with those ingredients, but I forgot I found this cool peach and jalapeno jelly at my local farm stand. I think I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of this into the peach tea glaze. You don't have to do that, just thought I'd mention it to y'all. Our peach tea glaze is all ready to go. I simmered it down until it thickened up a little bit. I don't want the glaze to be too thick because I want to easily coat these pork belly burnt ends. Plus this glaze is going to tack up on the smoker. So let's head out to the smoker to finish off these burnt ends. All right, cooker's approaching 225, 250. I gotta stop horsing around. So just for cleanliness sake, I'm gonna put this whole tray in the smoker and then just go around and put a little glaze on each baby belly bite. So I'm just gonna do my best with this peach tea glaze and touch it up as many times as I see fit. You already know this glaze is gonna give these bellies amazing color. It's gonna add some nice sweetness and it should tack up real nice. Move these bellies off of the tray so they can get surrounded by smoke. And we'll repeat this process probably 2 or 3 times until they're completely tacked up, looking sticky and smoky. But until then, all we gotta do is close it down. Boom. And our peach tea glazed pork belly burnt ends are officially finished. And I've got one phrase for y'all. These are not horsing around. Oh my goodness. That color is legit. Look at the bark on there. They're sticky, they're red. Let's find out why Interstellar is doing these on the regular. This is probably not how Interstellar does it. This is just my version of making peach tea glazed pork belly burnt ends. And I gotta say, I am stoked with the end result here. And you know the flavor's not gonna be horsing around. What? What just happened? I thought this was gonna be good. I did not think it was gonna be this good. Just look how meaty this is. That bite is unlike any bite I've ever had in barbecue and on this channel. I'm amazed at this process and how it created such an amazing bite. I gotta go in for bite 2 because my taste buds are going off like fireworks. This pork belly burnt end is so good. I just can't stop. I say it all the time, but seriously, that's an addicting bite. You bite in and you immediately get the smoky and porky flavor of pork belly. Then all of a sudden, these flavors just come in like a freaking tidal wave and crash your taste buds with these amazing taste sensations. You immediately pick up the sweetness from that peach tea glaze. It is not too sweet. It's got that tea-like flavor with the essence of peach. It's sticky, it's sweet, and then you get that rub that comes in with the salt and the pepper, all that savoriness, and that's just lingering around, making you want more of it. I am blown away, and that's no horse shit. Hold your horses. This bite of barbecue is really out of this world, hence Interstellar BBQ. So you can see with this cube, it's got a lot more fat to it. It's really squishy. Oh my God, that would be just a juice explosion in your mouth. And if I really wanted to, you could just squish those apart and they would just fall apart because they're so dang tender. You've got salty, sweet, savory, and sticky. I don't know what else to tell y'all except for stop horsing around and make these already. Much love to Dalstrong. Thank you again for sending me the 8-inch Spartan Ghost Series chef's knife. That knife is as sharp as can be and really left us with some perfect cubes for these pork belly burnt ends. I could really see myself using that knife for any application. And if you want to pick up one of your own, don't forget to check out my link down in the description. Thank y'all for tuning in to Harry the Horse BBQ. I really appreciate you checking out this video. Make sure you subscribe for the vibes, hit that like for these bellies, and make sure to drop a comment with your thoughts. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post new content. And you can follow me on Instagram at Harry the Horse BBQ. Tag me so I can see what y'all are cooking because y'all inspire these cooks. And with that being said, there's only one more thing, y'all. This one is going straight to the horse's mouth. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace! Just a sticky pork cube that tastes good.